In part 1, me and Safar were beating into the wind all the way across the Bay of Biscay. Now that you join us in part 2, the wind has veered to a northeasterly direction and we are running with the wind behind us down the coast.
Good morning. It is Tuesday the 11th of October today, and I think it's day six at sea for us, and I think we're doing pretty good progress. We left the UK, we sailed across Biscay, and now we're coming down the coast of northern Spain and soon to arrive in Portugal. I've decided to stay well offshore, 50 miles roughly offshore. The reason for that is, one, I do not want to get attacked by orcas, which is a really big problem at the moment. Two, there's a lot of the shipping routes are all within this region here, so by being offshore I'm sort of out the way of it and I can relax a bit more on the boat. I don't have to worry too much, or as much I guess, about running foul of a ship. And three, this coastline is notorious for fishing boats, fishing pots, and fog. I mean, I've had a horrendous time once sailing along this inshore coast in thick fog with fishing boats all around me. All you can see is just the light, like a gloom of light, though you can't work out nav lights or anything in the fog or at night, so you don't know if they're going to run you down. Yeah, at the time I didn't have access to radar or AIS, and yeah, it was unnerving. So I thought, for this route I'm just going to stay well offshore and I'll work my way down the coast. At the moment I'm thinking Algarve as a first landfall. I think that'd be quite good, and then after that I'm not sure. Well, if you are rightfully wondering what that is I'm dragging, it is my laundry. Yeah, after being on the boat for a couple of weeks away from a laundrette, and obviously just spent the last 6 days at sea now, I'm getting a bit low on underwear, so yeah, I thought I'd do my washing, and the closest thing I have to a washing machine is 6 knots of boat speed pulling it through the water, so that should be a good wash. And then yeah, I'll pull them back in about an hour, give them a quick rinse with some fresh water, and hopefully they'll be good to go. Okay, so first up, you probably noticed I've had a haircut. And then other than that, update wise, I'm struggling to get a good balance in this swell and with the wind dead astern. I've tried pulling out the Yankee from both sides. I've tried main up, main down, reefed main. Yeah, I've tried absolutely everything I could possibly think of, and nothing is better than just the main. We're getting the best boat speed. There's a bit of roll, but yeah, it is what it is. There's got to be some sort of compromise, I guess. The only other thing I could do is could sail the angles and just, you know, keep jibing my way down, and I could have the Yankee out for that. But I don't know if that's going to be any faster than, I mean, we're getting 6-7 knots as we cruise down a wave, so probably just going dead downwind like this, boom out, preventer on, it's easier, just, you know, a bit of roll, but it's good for my sea legs.
During the evening, I somehow lost the tow generator line. This is a shame because it also lost the propeller that gets towed through the water. I'm not sure why it happened, but it possibly snagged on something in the water.
Alright, so you need to do some repairs. I managed to find a spare propeller on board, fortunately, for the terrible generator. So I just need to splice up a line now for it to connect to this and for it to connect to the other end. The reason it's better to use a splice instead of a knot is just that it's, as a splice, it's more balanced, and as this propeller spins round at, you know, potentially, you know, high RPMs, with a knot it tends to create a lot of vibration. Don't know why I did that, sorry. It tends to create a lot of vibration in the line, and then a lot of vibration on the unit. But with a splice line where it's quite evenly balanced, it just runs smoothly and thus much more quietly, and it probably does the bearings a whole lot of good as well. So yeah, I'm gonna crack on with that while we're underway. That is day 7 coming to an end. We're just sat out watching the sunset. It's been windy for the last couple of days, but I think on the whole, like, it's pretty good trip. The longest I've ever spent by myself, yeah, without any sort of proper human interaction. So it's quite surreal, really, I guess. Yeah, I am looking forward to making a landfall and being able to drop anchor, and not necessarily having to socialise. I don't think that's the issue right now. I think I'd quite like an uninterrupted night's sleep. Yeah, it's quite tricky having to wake up, you know, every sort of 30-40 minutes, maybe an hour if I'm feeling, you know, really confident about what's around me. Yeah, it is. It's hard going. But in the meantime, let's just admire what we got.
I did all of my sleeping during the evening, as this just felt more natural. I'd often go to bed as it got dark and wake up half hourly or hourly, depending on the situation.
Good morning. I've lost track of what day it is. I want to say day 8, and it's the 13th today, and we are west of Portugal, west of Lisboa, and yeah, we're just travelling in a, God, I have serious brain fog this morning, I don't know why. Yeah, travelling in a southeasterly direction. There's quite a lot of traffic around me this morning. This is a really busy shipping route, so all of the ships that come out of the Mediterranean that head up towards like Northern Europe and places, they all come out and they take this particular stretch of coastline on their way up north. So yeah, I've just got to sort of weave my way through as much of the shipping traffic as I can. I'm hoping to get as much of that done today in the daylight, get over towards the coast but not too close that I'm at risk of orcas, but yeah, get through as much of the traffic before the next traffic separation scheme, and that way I can just have a bit of an easier night. You know, I really don't want to be sat at the helm all night worried about whether a ship's going to hit me or not. At least in the daylight I can see it quite easily, and you know, make a bit of an assumption on it.
As the weather began to moderate, I decided to hoist up the staysail, shake out the reefs, and make all plain sail.
Well, I think it's fair to say that it's a pretty beautiful evening, considering it's our last one as part of this adventure. But yeah, it's been really good. I'm very proud of the boat. Yeah, we've seen a mixture of all different conditions, and she's been rock solid all the way through. So yeah, she definitely deserves a pat on the back and a nice wash and a bit of love here and there. But yeah, solid. And then yeah, we've got about 30 miles to run now, and as you'll have just seen, gone wing and wing, and that's just to get us on course a little bit. So we're going to hopefully we're going to drop anchor. We're going to tuck in here at Cape St Vincent, or Cabo de St Vincent. That could be right. How lovely. I feel like I've not seen a sunset in ages. We're just ghosting along right now, 4.5 knots. But yeah, I thought I'd just share this one. Just coming up to Cape St Vincent now, which is our. This is where we're going to spend the night. We're going to tuck in just here. Yeah, it's quite cold, chilly night tonight. I've got gloves on and a hat. And this is the radar. So you can see I've got a couple of targets. There's another sailing boat just here. And then this will be the extremity of the cape. So we're just going to go around it, tuck in, and anchor down for the night. Good morning. So as you will see, the sun is out, and more importantly, we are at anchor. We arrived in the Algarve, Portugal, late last night. I think anchor down and sort of semi-squared the boat away by about 1 AM, which is, yeah, really good. I had a good sleep last night in the forward berth, which is the first time I've slept there since we got underway. So it's like sleeping in my normal bed again, which is nice. And yeah, I didn't have an alarm waking me up every 30-40 minutes to check for traffic or anything, which is also really nice. And yeah, the sun is out. Look, I'm in shorts. I've got a hat on. I put some sun cream on today. I mean, it's, yeah, the contrast of how different it is offshore to how it is right now is crazy. But yeah, I've had a rest, and now I've got to heave anchor, and I'll have to head into a port and clear into the country, just so they know I'm here, and yeah, I can reprovision the boat and take on fresh victuals and everything else, which would be good. Do some maintenance and give it a good rinse, and then yeah, we'll plan the next journey. As you can see, we're closing up with the coast now, and just around the headland is Marina Lagos. I think that's how you say it. So lines and fenders are out, both sides, and I've checked the almanac, and I believe I go starboard side 2 at the visitor dock. If you enjoyed this episode, then please like and subscribe, and follow me on the next adventure.